Kobe, I think PS Concertante is a seminal work for both of us. Can you tell us a bit about the history of the work?
Yes, PS Concertante was originally a concerto for organ and strings, written in 1986 as a sabbatical project at the King's College, now the King's University, in Edmonton. The concerto was dedicated to my wife, Mincy, and written under the supervision of Professor Gerard Krapf, head of the organ division at the University of Alberta.
Can you describe the concerto and its early performances?
Certainly. The work is in 3 movements: fast, slow, fast. The main theme was derived from a phrase from my earlier Agnus Dei Mass setting, O Lamb of God, that taketh away the sins of the world, grant us thy peace. And it plays a role in varied ways in all 3 movements. The mood of the work ranges from quiet introspection to exuberance. Instead of a concerto in the more usual fashion with a full organ in dialogue with the orchestra, this one was conceived as a chamber concerto with the organ being part of the fabric of sound. The concerto was premiered here in Edmonton on January 28, 1987, as a King's College concert in the Robertson Wesley United Church. Performers were you, Marnie, on the Gabriel Ney Tracker organ and the Musici Allegri Chamber Orchestra, led by Norman Nelson, with Michael Massey as conductor, and it was broadcast on CBC Alberta.
The concerto proved to be challenging for the performers. Could you elaborate on that?
The concerto certainly posed challenges, especially for the conductor and ensemble, due to the free metric style of the first movement. Instead of musicians intuitively shaping the musical material, it required constant counting for the musicians and change in conducting patterns.
Tell us about subsequent performances, changes, and recordings.
It was performed again 4 months later with the same ensemble in Convocation Hall, University of Alberta, as part of the Edmonton Composers Concert Society's Cannes Music Festival. Guest organist was Patrick Wett from Montreal, playing the Cassavant Tracker organ. After these initial performances, I felt convinced that the concerto needed percussion to highlight some of the climaxes in the work, and I reworked it as a concerto for organ, strings, and timpani. In this new version, the concerto was performed on November 2nd, 1991, as a King's College concert in the new West End Christian Reformed Church, using the newly built tracker organ by Letourneau of St. Hyacinthe, Quebec. As the newly appointed professor of organ at the University of Alberta, Marnie premiered this new version as well, performing with timpanist John McCormick and a similar string ensemble led by Norman Nelson and conducted again by Michael Massey. With the financial support of the Edmonton Composers Concert Society, the concerto was then recorded for inclusion in your new CD called Dancing Ice, Solo and Duo Canadian Organ Music, a 1994 Arctos production. Reviews of the CD and concerto in Canada, the USA, and South Africa were favorable, and the concerto was aired on Minnesota Public Radio Pipe Dreams. The second movement of the concerto also appeared on the CD Vistas, issued by the Canadian Music Centre Prairie Division, 1993. The Peabody Conservatory in Baltimore, Maryland, used this movement in 1998 in the third act of a ballet called The Bluebird. Quite an exciting event was the performance of the concerto on November 16, 2004, in the Winspear Centre for Performing Arts in Edmonton, as part of the Davies Concert Organ Noon Hour series, with Marnie playing the new 4-manual Davis Concert Hall organ together with timpanist Kurt Laslop and the University of Alberta Academy Strings, conducted by Tanya Proharska.
This brings us to the present PS Concertante. Can you elaborate?
Last year, both of you, now known as the ensemble Duo Majoya, approached me with a request to rework the concerto as a piece for piano, organ, and timpani, to be performed with your son Mark Segger as timpanist. With the string parts reworked for piano, the present PS Concertante was born. This smaller ensemble does not require conducting, since the players can musically and intuitively shape the free metrical material. And I should add, I'm totally delighted with the trio's exceptional technical excellence and the musical interpretation of the work.
As we are delighted with the opportunity and experience of performing it. Thank you very
so
much.